I guess it would help if I had my mic in front of me. What up, good people? If I could be able to get this straight. Who was that? Anime Gaming? I see you down in the chat. We got Alpha Half 999. What up, yo? I see you been patiently waiting. And man, I'm not even supposed to have that up right now. Y'all know what we here for tonight. We are, as you can see in the thumbnail, if this is your first time here, welcome here. We do everything tech, all things tech, whatever it is, we like to do. If you're a returning viewer, to the special people who are a part of the channel, the subscribers, the members, and the people of the Discord, man, welcome back. Appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all for rocking with me in the past couple of days. We've been talking a lot about the Ampere cards. And as you can see, my camera quality has changed. I hooked my my mirrorless camera back up to Canon M50, so this looks a lot better than the webcam that I was using for the past couple of days. So I definitely like the look. What up, Doggish 5150 down in the chat? Man, if y'all definitely rocking with me, make sure that you share this stream, hit like, hit subscribe, hit the bell so you receive all my notifications. Definitely share this channel because YouTube likes it when you hit like and you subscribe and all that good stuff. So I could definitely get to the point where we could be able to hit 10,000 subscribers. That's the next big mark on the channel. And I said this before and I say it again. With 10,000 subscribers, I would definitely do our first PC giveaway. So looking forward to, getting that done. So as soon as we hit that 10,000, we could be able to definitely be able to make it happen. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with what we're going to talk about tonight. And we are definitely going to talk about the custom 3000 series cards. And what's important about that is that I just found out that custom cards will be released at the same time that the Founders Edition cards will be released. So that's a big deal. And the reason why that's a big deal is because normally the Founders Edition cards will come out first. But everything is all coming out. So third party, manufacturers, Nvidia with the Founders Edition, everything is coming out at the same time. Dog, you definitely smash that like button for the homie. I appreciate it, man. But yeah, so what I just found out, so we got, if you looked at the thumbnail, we got Asus, MSI, and I am actually missing one. I thought I had it up, but it's supposed to be EVGA. So the EVGA 3090. See if we could be able to find it on their website. Yeah, here we go. All right. So these are the three manufacturers that we're going to talk about tonight. Of course, there are others, but these are the manufacturers that I trust. I pretty much had cards from all three of these except for Asus. I haven't had a Asus card just yet, but I've had MSI and EVGA. But I've had Asus products, so I definitely trust their cards. And so for me personally, these are the manufacturers that I trust. So if you hearing about it on the channel, it's probably from one of these three manufacturers. I rock with them. So I'm not sponsored by any one of them yet. And I say yet because hopefully somewhere down the line that'll come in the future. But I rock with them. So it's all good. So the first thing we're going to talk about, we got this Asus card up. With this one, if you follow me on social media, I've definitely been posting some pictures. I just like the way that the ROG Strix card looks, man. And Doggers, I know you just asked what's the difference between the MSI and the EVGA. So hopefully once we go through some of the specs and some of the information here, you can kind of see the difference. And for the most part, it's not a difference in between these cards when it comes to performance. per se, even though, you know, they have their certain, you know, type of tweaks and stuff like that that they do. But it's really going to be about aesthetics, you know, how the car looks, the fans, the fan orientation and stuff like that. So with the ROG Strix, let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. So they're doing a 2.9 slot design on this particular card. And it looks like this has 3 display ports, 2 HDMI ports. Let's look down a little bit further. So for Asus, they have these axial fans, and the way that it's designed, Asus makes some of the quietest cards, and it provides some of the best airflow, which is the reason why I like Asus. I was about to buy a 2080 Ti about 3 months ago, but I changed my mind because I figured I didn't know when the new cars were gonna be coming out. I didn't want to be stuck paying $1,200, and I'm so glad I didn't do that. So that worked out. We got Joshua down in the chat. So how much FPS at 4K would a 3090 do? That's a great question. And I actually have a video that we're going to take a look at with Doom. It doesn't necessarily talk about the 3090, but it does talk about the 3080 when it comes to frame rate. So we're going to take a look at that. But I do know, like with the 2080 Ti, the Asus cards, they were maxing out at maybe like 62, 65 degrees after playing hours worth of gaming. And so, yeah, I already know that when it comes to Asus, you know, the way that they have cooling and all that good stuff, they are pretty good. And so all these cards, especially with the 3090 and the 3080, they have massive heat sinks. I mean, they're huge. And so like with most of the 3000 series cars, at least with the 3080 and the 3090, you're going to need some room in your case. It says 2.9 slot design, but it's basically, you know, it needs enough room for three slots. And we got Day that's down in the chat. And I definitely concur with you. You got the RTX 2080 Super, stays super quiet, super cool, and that is absolutely right. That's a lot of what I've been hearing about. And of course, with the ROG Strix, you know, series, when it comes to any of the things that Asus does, it's their premier stuff. And so they use some of the best parts, you know, best cooling, some of the best things. But this card just looks phenomenal. Like out of all of the cards, I actually like the way that this looks the best. And yeah, you know, we're going the right way. But let's take a look at some of the specifications. I don't think it's going to give us anything. Well, it does. So like the overclock mode on here is 1725 megahertz for the boost clock. Then it has a gaming mode that's for $1695. And with the 3090, it has 10,496 CUDA cores. And one of the important things, I don't know if you caught it during the actual launch event, but this is going to come with HDMI 2.1. And so what that does is actually going to allow you to be able to hook these cards up to new monitors. Some of the new monitors that come out that have 2.1, you'll be able to use HDMI at 120 hertz, which is actually going to be really important with some of your LG TVs, the OLED TVs that can actually do 120 hertz. All you need is just the HDMI cable from the card, and you'll be able to take advantage of the 120 hertz at 4K. So that's going to be pretty dope with these new cards being HDMI 2.1. 4 display ports, maximum display support. So you could hook up to 4 monitors. That's the max. But I do know that the card comes with 3 display ports and 2 HDMI ports. Recommended PSU power supply 750 watts. Now, if you watch Gamers Nexus video, he did something on power supplies. For most people, you know, they could do 650 watts, but if you're doing a 3090 or a 3080, the manufacturers are recommending 750. So just keep that in mind. This particular card is definitely different from the Founders Edition because this is going to require 3 8-pin connectors. That's a lot of power, and that's because this particular card is actually pushing out, for Asus, their cards are actually pushing out close to almost 400 watts. It's supposed to be between 350 to 400, but from what I said, the 3090 is actually up to 400 watts. So you definitely need a good power supply. Anthony down in the chat, running the EVGA 2080 Super, not planning on upgrading until I see Big Navi. That makes sense, and I could definitely understand that. I do know AMD is going to provide some competition. What level the competition is on is definitely TDB. So we have to find out when they announce something. The only thing that we know is that they're going to be in the new consoles, and the new consoles are actually supposed to be on par or just beat out a 2080 Ti. But we're going to talk a little bit more about, you know, the difference in between performance on these cars and the 2080 Ti. Just keep watching. You'll see what I'm talking about. But for the ROG Strix RTX 3090, that's what we got here. So let's take a look at MSI. Now, I currently have a MSI RTX 2080 Super Gamer X Trio. So I'm a little bit biased when it comes to the MSI cards because I like them. They look good. The RGB, the sound, the performance, everything is all of it has been good to me. Yeah, but I still like the way that the Asus cards look. So, you know, I'm not tripping on it. But they do have a new fan system, and MSI actually just brought out a new video where they was talking about a couple of things. But it looks like they have about 10 blades on the fans, but they're connected. So it's almost kind of like being five blades, but it's really 10. So it's a little bit different. Hey, what's up, Idle down in the chat? Yeah, man. I wouldn't be surprised if they come out with a 3080 Ti as well. That's why I've been talking about the 3090. So it looks like the cooling on here is just gonna, you know, every manufacturer does something a little bit different when it comes to the heat sinks. And MSI does a good job with keeping their cars cool as well. So, you know, they all have their own key features and stuff like that. And if you don't know, the 3090 is going to have 24 gigabytes of GDDR6X memory. It's going to be RAM. And for those that don't know, if you plan on buying a 3070, it's still going to be a good card. And they said it's supposed to beat out a 2080 Ti slightly. But the 3070 is also the only card out of the 3 cards that they announced that does not have the GDDR6X memory. It actually just has GDDR6. And so the 6X is allowing double the bandwidth. So the 3070 is not going to have that. So just keep that in mind too. But if we go to the specifications, we could definitely see if they gave us some core clocks, and they didn't give us anything on MSI. Asus did. So if we go back to Asus, here they said that the overclock mode is going to be 1725. So it'll be interesting to see what MSI clocks are going to be. Now this is also interesting, the card dimensions. So that's another thing. When it comes to how long the cards are, so the Asus card is going to be 12.53 inches long, which is crazy long. That's a long card. MRM down in the chat got a 2070 Super. Don't think I'm going to upgrade this system. Maybe just build a new one next spring with their 3080. Man, that's a great idea. There's a lot of people that's not, you know, they're gonna kind of wait to see what happens. But you know, I'm very impatient when it comes to technology, so I definitely got to upgrade. We're working on that right now. And I can tell you right now, Adam, yes, a 3080 will be a huge upgrade from the 1080. That's going to be like night and day. I can tell you that right now. All right, so out of all the 3 cars that we're going to talk about tonight, this is the only one that I don't like the way it looks. Some people don't care about aesthetics, but I do. When you're looking, when you're building something, especially when you're building a piece of art like a custom PC build, it's about the looks. I don't care what you say. People don't take pictures of their systems for nothing. So I like the way that that systems look. So yeah, it's like Joshua, it's super weird, man. And EVGA is actually known for having really great looking cards, and this one I just don't get it. I don't know what they were thinking about when they were putting these together, but they're going to have different versions of their card. They're going to have the Kingpin version, which is probably going to be like a $2,500 card because of the overclocking room and all the different types of stuff they're going to be able to do with it. It's water cool. Yeah, I love and hate the card because I know it's going to have good performance. They're going to have a hydro copper version, which is definitely for your liquid cool systems. They're going to have the hybrid, which is, fan and liquid cool at the same time. Real similar to the Kingpin. And then they're going to have a 4-to-win 3, which is your 3-slot system. And then the XC3, which is regular 3-fan slot. So, yeah, I mean, I just don't like the way they look. I'm just going to that's just me personally, man. I don't like the way it looks. And one of the things that I'm not seeing is anything that I could be able to click on to see specifications on the card. So I thought I saw it earlier, but I don't see anything. Let me see. Nope. So with EVGA, they're not giving any specifications on their cards. But as far as so really right now, Asus out of these 3 is the only ones that's giving actual core clocks. So big ups to core clock, and I'm definitely going back and forth between whether or not I would get one of these or an MSI. I'm actually leaning towards Asus this time since I have an MSI card. So I don't know. Yeah. All right. So these are the 3 cards. Let me know down in the chat, down in the comments, if you're going to be watching this video after the fact, which one would you rather have? Which one do you possibly plan on getting, or do you plan on getting the Founders Edition? All right, MRM down in the chat. When is the AIB partner going to come out with their changeable shrouds? That's going to be a good question. I don't know. But if you plan on liquid cooling your 3000 series card, get a Founders Edition. Because they will come out with the coolers for the liquid cooling and all that stuff. They come out with the Founders Edition PCB first. I'm really kicking myself. Just dropped 3,000 on the PC upgrade 3 months ago, and I should have waited. My wife is going to kill me. Oh, when I bought a new car. Hey, man, I feel you on that. Yeah, welcome to the team. Anime X Game Entertainment. Planning on getting the 3080 Gaming X Trio to pair with the 10900K or the 10700K. That's a great idea. Planning on getting the Kingpin when that releases. Hey, man, you got deep pockets, Joshua. RIP, that was a Rubin system beginning of the year. Hey, man, yeah. Sorry about that. I think I even talked about that on this channel. It's like, don't buy 2080 Ti. All right, so moving on. Next thing that's up on the list is, do you need a 4K monitor? Now, for some of you, you probably already know what I'm going to say. Some of you already know that when you're buying high-end stuff, all of your hardware needs to match. So what that means is that, you know, don't hurt yourself trying to get a 3080 or 3080, or 3090, and you have a 1080p monitor that's at 60 hertz. All right, so if I'm talking about you, I'm not trying to hurt your feelings, but that makes absolutely no sense at all. And here's the reason why. These type of cards are super high end, and they have so much power that you definitely, in order to get the full use out of the card, or not even a full use, but just to get some use out of the card, you definitely need to have a high refresh rate 1440p monitor. Or if you're doing 1080p, definitely maybe like 240 hertz, 360 hertz with the new Asus panel that's coming out. They're gonna be like the first ones out with a 360 hertz monitor. But definitely high refresh rate 1440p, 144 hertz, you know, or higher. And if you're doing 4K, definitely 4K 60. Or if you got the deep pockets, you could do, you know, 4K high refresh rate, you know, 120 hertz, 144 hertz at 4K. That's what these type of cards are about. And they're going to show you why. I'm laughing just down in the chat, man. Y'all are hilarious. So I had somebody that was asking me about budget 4K monitors, and I would tell you this particular monitor here, which is the LG 27UL500-W. If you watched the last couple of my videos, I've talked about this monitor. I actually picked up this monitor a couple of months ago. I use it for video editing, I use it for gaming, and I also use it for editing pictures and stuff like that. And the picture is absolutely phenomenal. It comes with sRGB 98% on the color gamut, HDR10. It's a FreeSync monitor, but it is G-Sync compatible as long as you're using a DisplayPort cable. Another couple of features about this monitor, it also comes with HDCP 2.2 compatible, which allows you to be able to hook up a PS4 Pro, you know, Xbox to get the 4K resolutions, and it looks splendid. It actually looks wonderful, and you can be able to play without a hitch. They look great. It comes with, it's color calibrated right out of the box. It has a gaming mode, all that good stuff. So it comes with some good stuff. I actually got this monitor. This is on LG's website, but I actually got this monitor for almost like about $315 from Micro Center. So I am in the process of doing a review on this monitor. So look out for that pretty soon. If I were you though, if you were to buy one, I would get the 550 version though. And the only difference between the 550 and the 500 is that this actually comes with an adjustable stand. So this can actually move up and down. On this one, it just tilts. So the one that I have, unless you're gonna have a monitor arm or something like that, this doesn't tilt. And so B&H Photo is $379. So, you know, if we was doing budget 4K, again, if you're getting the 3000 series cards, I definitely recommend that you get a 4K monitor. Moving on, if I was doing the high refresh rate monitor, and we were talking about 1440p, one of the monitors I like is the LG 27 GL850-B. This is IPS monitor, IPS display, 1 millisecond. It's G-Sync compatible. It's an awesome monitor. You can look at the reviews and stuff on this monitor. It's great. It's going for $499.99 right now, which is about, and I think this monitor gets up to about 165 hertz as well, if I'm not mistaken. But it's 1440p. Definitely is going to give you great visuals and high refresh rate. So if you're playing games that requires high refresh rate, Modern Warfare, Call of Duty, all that good stuff, this is another great monitor. And then of course, the monitor that I currently use right now for my high refresh rate gaming is the PG279Q by Asus. And if you put this model number in the Google search, the review on this monitor I actually pop up first, which is very unusual. But I'm not complaining about it, you know. So you could check that out. If you could find this monitor for a good deal, this is one of the best 1440p monitors that they've made. It has pretty much the same specs as this one, except this one is just cheaper. It's hard to find this monitor for a good price. I think I paid like $600 for it. Down in the chat, somebody recommends the Alienware 240 hertz. It's a 1440p 27-inch. Man, yeah, that'd be good, pretty good too. Logan, hey man, I've been meaning to catch a stream, but hey, I appreciate it. Appreciate having you. We got Dr. Forbin. The Swift is awesome. The Rocks Strix Swift. Okay, yeah, I got you. We got somebody, let's see, Logan, billing the 3090. Would you recommend a full 4K monitor? That's exactly what I was just talking about. Yes. I do recommend a 4K monitor. Now, one thing I didn't pull up was let me see, 4K, 144 hertz, Asus. Now, Asus has a 4K monitor, and I think this is what somebody was just trying to talk about. The PG27UQ. I don't know if it's that one. Maybe it's this one. And Jarts, which card am I getting? I am leaning towards the 3090. But I'm thinking that the 3080 might be the best card right now, just because they are probably coming out with a 3080 Ti probably at the beginning of 2021. So I don't know if I want to spend $1,500 on a 3090. If you buy from Micro Center, if you have a Micro Center in your area, if you get a 3080, get the warranty, their extended warranty. And when the Ti comes out, you can take that card back and, you know, you could trade it in and pay the difference. So I think, you know, that's what I plan on doing. Join the Discord. We've been talking for the whole week about this, you know, on what everybody is going to do. So just make sure that you do that. But how much is this card? I mean, not card, but monitor. Let me see. Let's go to Micro Center real quick. This is the monitor I've been eyeing. Yeah, it's the PG27UQ. And the world that we live in right now, we're moving to high refresh rate 4K. There hasn't been any monitors. There hasn't been any graphics cards out to really take advantage of this up until now. So like the 3080 and the 3090 is definitely going to be able to take advantage of this. But this monitor is like stupid expensive. So like if we look, that can't possibly be right. No, that's not right. Let's take a look at B&H Photo. Let's see if they got it in stock. Oh, it's actually discontinued, so that's weird. So there may be an updated model to this, but take a look at it. You know, if you got the pockets, you know, you can do high refresh rate 4K, go for it. Asus makes some of the good ones. Acer also has some high refresh rate 4K monitors, so take a look at that as well. Logan down in the chat. Oh, well, actually, Day down in chat. Do you think that the 3080 and the Ryzen 7 3700X will be a good pair? So here's the thing about AMD right now. If you have not built the AMD system yet, I will wait for the 4000 series. That's going to be coming out in the next couple of months. They're going to announce those, and we got some new, but if you had to build right now, and if I was looking for a gaming AMD chip, I would get the 3800 XT. It's an 8-core, 16-thread chip. But with the XT series the refresh that they just came out with, it definitely is going to be great for gaming. I think that it's about $400 if I'm not mistaken. And if you have a little bit extra money, I would get the 3900 XT, 12 cores. So if you plan on doing some other stuff, you could definitely be able to get the performance out of that. Joshua down in chat, the PG35VQ is good. So let's take a look at that. 35VQ. Okay, Asus ROG Swift PG30. Maybe this is the one I was looking at. I think this is the one I was looking at. So yeah, with this one, it's 200 hertz. No, it's not this one, because the one I was looking at was 4K. But this is actually, it's a super wide. This is actually pretty dope too. So 3440 by 1440. Has HDR 1000. This is another good one. It's $2,000. I think I would still go with 4K though. So, but it's totally up to you. Yeah. Oh, this is another good one. The Asus Predator. The Asus Predator Xb273k. This is another good monitor. I think this one, yeah. So the refresh rate on here goes up to 120 hertz. It's at 1129. So again, if you got the money, I would definitely invest into it. IPS panel. This is another great monitor. I've looked at this one before as well. So just a couple of things, you know, everything from your low end to your high end. You got some options out there, but with the new cards, they're definitely going to be able to take advantage. So Jars, I'm going 4K and I want to exploit DLSS as much as possible. Yeah, man, you can definitely do it. All right. We got the little AZN. Hey, Will, I got a question. Do you think any of the newer video graphics cards will fit in the Alienware R7? Based off of the specifications I've been seeing from the 3080 and the 3090, those will not fit. However, the 3070 will fit unless you have some AIB board partners that's going to make some shorter cards for the 3080 and the 3090, but I don't think so, because the heat sinks that are needed for those cards have to be huge, and they are all pretty much 3 slots. So I don't know, but I do know they will not fit the R7 except for the 3070. Yeah, it's a lot of people that want to see benchmarks before they see anything else. Yeah. All right, moving on. All right, so the next thing that we got up is definitely something I definitely want to show y'all. So this particular clip right here, I'm not going to play the sound from the clip because something weird happens, you know, when you have certain music in certain videos. And yeah, I'm just going to leave it at that. So I'm not going to play the sound, but I definitely want you to pay attention to, I may make this full screen, and I am going to make myself smaller in the video so you could be able to see everything. But what I want you to do is actually pay attention, and I may pause the video, but I want you to pay attention to the frame rates. So in this video, we're going to see the difference between, in this Doom, it's a Doom 4K video. No, not Cyberpunk, but I may pull that one up. But I like this one because it actually shows the frame rate. So this is Doom Eternal. This is some of the updates that they showed. but I want you to see the frame rates between the 2080 Ti and the 3080. So let's take a look at this. So like I said, I am going to pause this from time to time just so you could be able to see. And we're going to pause it a couple of times because I want you to do the math when we're trying to figure out the performance, okay? So up at the top right-hand corner, if you can see that, on the 2080 Ti, is running at 90 frames per second. So now, this is the 3080, and I'm pausing this just so you could be able to see at the top right-hand corner. It says 124 frames per second. And now, keep an eye out. 3080, you know, depending on the scene, it's 120, 130. Now, look at it side by side. So I'm gonna pause this. So on the left, you got the 2080 Ti. It says 74 frames per second. On the 3080, it says 111 frames per second. Now this is at 4K. Let me get my calculator real quick. Oh, now. All right. So calculator says if we do some basic math, we take 111 and divide it. No, not 111. If we take 74 and divide it by 111, that's 0.66. So that's 66% difference. So I'm gonna say that again, 66% difference in performance. That's an increase. So yeah, it may be a vignette just down in the chat. I think it's based off of the video. So we're still going, we're going between scenes, and now we're in a different scene. RTX 3080, I'm just gonna pause it. And top right hand corner says 137 frames per second. $2080 Ti, top right hand corner, it says 97 frames per second. And I don't have a way of zooming in. If I could ever figure out how to do that, that would be great. But I'm just gonna keep it moving. Anthony, I appreciate that in the chat, man. So top right hand corner, if you see it, 100 and okay, so here we go, side by side again. Hit pause. On the left hand side, 2080 Ti says 107 frames per second. On the right side, it says 3080, 152 frames per second. So let's do some math again. 107 divided by 152. That's a 70% increase. So we're talking, if we were looking at an average, I want to say anywhere between 60 to 65% increase that a 3080 is over the 2080 Ti. Now, of course, that's just in one game, but that's all we got to go off right now until we get some benchmarks and all that different type of stuff. But to me, right now, this is a clear indicator the difference in between these cards and why I said, and this is at 4K. So if if I was talking about earlier on why you need to invest in a high refresh rate or at least a regular 4K monitor, but definitely high refresh rate, because I'm thinking the more people that buy those monitors, the cheaper that they're going to go down in price, especially by the end of this year. You should definitely be able to get some high refresh rate, below the prices that we were just looking at. Hey, Will, press and hold a control key and scroll wheel on your mouse to zoom in or down. Oh, okay. So let me try that. All right. So that didn't work. It did work on like the titles. Oh, let me try it on my streaming PC. Let me see if it makes a difference. Nah, that does not make a difference. Yeah, I can't get that to work. Hold on. Let me see. Oh, I may have something for y'all. Okay. I don't know. Is that a little bit better? I know you say you probably didn't work on yours, but anyways, at least you could be able to see the actual FPS. And so let me just hit. You may be able to see a little bit better. At least you can see the actual numbers changing, but it's only changing. This is, you can be able to see this for the 3080. And then it may go back to the split screen. I'm not for sure. But this is definitely still on the 3080. And yeah, this thing is getting up to 180, 190, 4K. Yeah, it's crazy. And if it goes back, I don't know if it's going to go back to a split screen or not. I could check. Oh, well, we still got a little bit more time on this video. But yeah, I'm going to see if I can pull this back full screen. Yeah, we're going to get some better hardware where I could be able to do this a little bit better. It's all good. All right. But just more video, with this on the 3080. And it's showing the actual frame rate, top right hand corner. I'm telling you, if you look at this game being played, or if you play Doom Eternal on a 4K monitor, it's absolutely crazy. Especially with the colors and all that good stuff. It's amazing. And if you haven't played Doom Eternal, it's a fun game. It's definitely a fun game. I may do some, I may live stream some gameplay of this weekend. We got a holiday weekend coming up, so I'm gonna have a little time on my hands, just a little time. Down in the chat, we got Jagger. How quick do you think the cards will sell out when they release? They're gonna sell out pretty quick. I'm just gonna tell you. They're going to sell out pretty quick. I can tell you that now. Especially the 3080, because of the price. Once people find out that they could be able to get 60 to 70% performance increase over a 2080 Ti for $700, there's a reason why everybody is selling their cards right now. People are selling their 2080 Ti's for like $400 or $500 because they're not worth anything anymore. they already gone. Yeah, man. It's the good thing about it is that the Founders Edition and the third party manufacturer cars, they are releasing on the same day. So I think that's going to help with supply and demand. But yeah, I honestly think that they're gonna, at least with the 3080, it's gonna sell out. The 3090, I don't know. That's a $1,500 card. I don't know how many people are willing to drop that amount of money on a card. So I don't know. Would you need a 4K monitor? I'm going to say you don't need one, but you should get one. Yeah, you should get one. You should get a 4K monitor. That's what we was just talking about. Do you think 8K gaming is worth it? No. With the prices of 4K monitors just now, like budget 4K monitors, like $350 for a good one. But that's not even talking about high refresh rate. Those are still like $1,000, and so 8K is not even in the picture. You still have people that don't even have 4K TVs, let alone 4K content on TV. So 8K is, yeah, 8K is definitely not. I mean, even though they said that the 3090 could do 8K at 60 frames per second, gaming. If you rewatch that video, I think that's an upscale 8K. I don't think it's true 4K. And if it is 8K, it's at DLSS. And if you know anything about DLSS, it's rendered at a lower resolution and then it's upscaled back. So there's a difference with that. But, I'm not going to get too deep into the whole 8K thing. All right, so now, one thing I love to do is let's build a system. So, PC part pickers, if you had to build a computer right now, what should you get? Well, here's what I would say. I would definitely go AMD, and that's because AMD right now is the only platform that supports PCIe 4.0. And you're probably asking, well, why does that make a difference? That's because these new cards are PCIe 4.0. Yeah. And so now Intel with their, and I have a 10700K and a Z490 board as well for my gaming system, but I haven't heard anything about them, with the BIOS update to support PCIe 4.0 on the motherboard. So I don't know. So right now it's AMD. And so if I had to get an AMD card, now me personally, I'm just going to talk about, this is going to be no budget, none of that stuff. If I was just building the system right now and it was an AMD system, I would get and if I had to build a system right now, I had to. Like if I absolutely had to, I would get a 3900 XT. It's $479. Now I'm telling you right now, you should wait for the 4000 series CPUs from AMD to be announced in the next couple of months because they're coming out this year. So heed the warning. And just like how people bought a 2080 Ti, like a month or two ago, I'm telling you right now, the new AMD chips are coming and I plan on upgrading, and you should wait. But if you had to buy a system right now, then, here we go. If I had to get a CPU cooler, I would definitely go with like a 240 millimeter cooler or higher. But since there's no budget on this build, I will actually get the NZXT Kraken Z73. It's a 360 millimeter cooler. And yeah, I like this cooler because it has the little LCD screen that you could be able to change it out to other stuff. So yeah, again, no budget on this build. Bling it all out. That's what I'm talking about, Josh. Motherboard. The motherboard that I would get is the one that I currently have right now, which is the Gigabyte Aorus Master. That's like one of the best X570 boards, actually. So let's see if we could be able to find it. Here we go. $329.99. memory. The memory, you know, with Ryzen, it likes faster memory, but I do like the Corsair Dominator Platinum. As long as they have it in like 3600 megahertz, I would definitely like to go with that. So 32 gigs, of course, and yep, they got 3600 megahertz. Now, this memory is a little pricey, so just keep that in mind. But there's no budget on this bill, so. Storage. I will actually go with the current storage that I have right now, which is the Gigabyte. Or NVMe Generation 4. And I will actually go with 2 terabytes. Now, let me tell you something. There's a feature, and I talked about this in one of my other videos. With the new 3000 series cards, they have an input-output thing. Let me see if I can find it real quick. It's called RTX IO. I'm gonna tell you something about this. What's significant about this, and I talked about this in the last video. With this, storage normally will go through the CPU to the system memory, and also from the system through the PCIe back to the GPU memory. This is how it normally works, right? So gigabits, you know, hard drive sucks. A SATA SSD drive sucks, and then you got Generation 4 SSD, which is PCIe 4.0, which is really fast, right? So then you have a situation where you have, when it decompresses, you know, we have to compress, it moves even faster, right? And it talks about how the CPU can't keep up with how fast this is moving. Well, what they've done with RTX, with the RTX IO, is the storage is going directly through the PCIe, directly to the GPU memory. So it's bypassing the CPU. It's not even touching the CPU in the system RAM, but it's going directly from the storage to the GPU memory. So what happens is, this is the same thing that's happening where the throughput that you're getting is going to be instantaneous when it comes to playing games. So another plus to getting the 3000 series cards, but also if you have super fast storage, Generation 4.0 AMD, your gaming experience is going to be different. So, all right. So that's the reason why I just want to talk about that. All right, so back to the drawing board here. So again, PCIe 2 terabyte, you know, PCIe 4.0. And of course, you know, I'm not going to choose a graphics card because this is going to be based off of the 3000 series. But if I was choosing a case, I would definitely get the Lian Li. Nope, not the Lancool II. I currently have the Lancool II, but I would get the PC011 Dynamic. This is I will get this case right here. Now, actually, I'm going to pick up this case in a couple of weeks. So when I get the new card, this is what we're going to switch over to. I absolutely love this case, but it's definitely going to have the room, the space, and everything that's needed with the size of these cards. So if you don't want to be worried about that type of stuff, this is definitely a good case to get. So let's just choose this one. It's 139. Yeah, Dave down in the chat. Oh, you got the XL? Yeah, that's a monster. I seen that one. It's a little bit too big for me personally, but there's still a lot of space in the regular O11 Dynamic, so I'm definitely going to stick with that. Kevin Toretto, oh, you got the O11 in black. Oh yeah, that's what I definitely want. Yeah, easy to build in. I already know a lot of people. That's like one of the best known cases that's out right now. Power supply. If you know me, you know what size power supply I like. I like Corsair. EVGA is good. But at this point, I am going to go with the Corsair RM 850 watt Go. So we got it right here. It's pricey right now for some particular reason. I don't know why this is almost $300, but it is. So, and last but not least, did I skip over it? No, that's it. So this is the type of system that I would put together. Like if I had to build a system right now and I didn't want to wait on the 4000 series, I would get this, and I would get at least a 3080. Or if I had the money, I got a 3090. But this is what I would get. So without the graphics card, this is already like $2,200. So if you add on the 3080 Finals Edition, it's additional $700. So we're talking about $3,000. You can have this computer for a long time. I'm talking about like a long time. But that's the PC build for the live stream today on PC Part Picker. So if you had my thoughts, I would go AMD for the 3000 series. That's just what I would do. I'll rock with it, and it's specifically because of the PCIe 4.0, and that's what I would recommend. So chat, let me know what y'all think about that. If you're watching this video on VOD, video on demand, down in the comments, let me know what type of system you have, what type of system you plan on building. I appreciate y'all for rocking with a brother tonight. If you have any questions right now down in chat, I got a couple of more minutes and we could definitely talk about it. But if not, you know, I definitely want to get your questions on stream. So if you got some questions, definitely let me know down in the chat. But if not, you know, we're gonna call it a night. And then, like I said, I got some more videos coming. We're gonna talk more and more about the 3000 series and what's needed. If you missed it already, we talked about the custom 3000 series cards. We talked about monitors. If you need a 4K monitor, if you need a high refresh rate monitor, what should you get? What's the budget stuff and all that stuff. So you could rewind this video. You could go back and watch it. You could share it, do all that good stuff. I appreciate everybody. Appreciate y'all for rocking with a brother. We definitely got some more content going. And the goal is to try to get out at least about 4 or 5 videos a week. And so we definitely trying to get to that 10,000 subscriber mark. So definitely hit like, hit subscribe, hit the bell. Have a great night, y'all. I appreciate y'all for rocking with me, and I will talk to y'all later. Peace.